These are some college football game storylines that I'm looking forward to heading into week 3. The first is Ryan Schaub starting at quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes. Coach Prime clearly saw something in the game against Delaware and has decided to reward his third-string quarterback the starting gig. So far, Colorado has looked a little inconsistent offensively, and in that Delaware game, Ryan Schaub clearly impressed Coach Prime. He's going to reward that performance and the loyalty with a start against Houston, a team that looks to be improved from last season. What I'm looking to see here is, does Ryan Schaub add some consistency to what has been an inconsistent Colorado offense? The next game is Clemson traveling to Georgia Tech. This is an ACC battle that is going to pit two teams that seem to be near the top of the ACC, at least in preseason talk. Clemson survived a scare against Troy at home last week after that big loss to LSU at home. Now they travel on the road to Atlanta to face a Georgia Tech team that wants to play spoiler in the ACC. This is going to be an interesting challenge for Clemson because many people feel that this is far and away the best team in the ACC. That opening week loss didn't do anything to their ACC championship hopes, and Cade Klubnik and crew are going to want to come in here and get a leg up on that endeavor by getting a win at Georgia Tech. In the first big clash in the SEC, Georgia travels to Knoxville to face the Volunteers of Tennessee. What I'm looking to see here are these two new quarterbacks and how they develop within the SEC. Georgia has not really looked at themselves in their first two games, where on the other side, Tennessee has had two fairly impressive victories. What I'm looking for here is Georgia as powerful as we thought that they were heading into the season and worthy of that number 6 ranking, or is Tennessee going to take a step up in the SEC and get a leg up on its competition by beating a very game Georgia? I think this game is going to be very telling for both teams' futures, and I'm excited to see what the outcome is. Heading into Coral Gables, Miami is hosting USF. Coming into this game, USF is riding a major high, coming off 2 victories over ranked opponents. Their victory over Florida put them on the national map, and I think that is a reason why Miami is going to have a leg up here. They're not going to be surprised by USF, and Miami has looked really consistent in their first 2 wins, especially in that win against Notre Dame. I like Carson Beck in Miami to really put the pedal to the metal here because they are not going to be caught sleeping against a team that has already caught 2 teams sleeping. Can USF keep the magic going, or is Miami going to establish dominance and tell everybody that they are a national title contender? In Columbia, South Carolina, Vanderbilt travels to South Carolina to face the Gamecocks. Vanderbilt is coming off a huge victory in Blacksburg over Virginia Tech, outscoring the Hokies 34-0 in the second half. South Carolina faced those same Hokies, and the game was a lot closer than a lot of people thought that it would be. They get a decisive victory over South Carolina State in week 2, and now they are hosting the Commodores. What I'm looking for here is South Carolina is on an interesting trajectory because they are seen as kind of the Georgia Tech of the SEC. Can they play spoiler? If they're going to play spoiler, they are going to have to beat upstart teams like Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia are coming in with a ton of momentum, and what I want to see is can they capitalize on that momentum and go to 3-0 with a big SEC win right away. And last, Texas A&M at Notre Dame. This game is a lot bigger for Notre Dame after that week 1 loss to Miami. They had the week off last week. They didn't have that trap game, and now they have been preparing for the Aggies of Texas A&M. And on the other side, Texas A&M is looking to establish themselves nationally with a win over a ranked opponent. This game means a lot for Notre Dame, and I think Marcus Freeman is going to have the troops ready. But what I want to see is how they respond after that week 1 loss. Do they look a lot more stout defensively because they had some defensive lapses in that first game? And for Texas A&M, can they battle the crowd and get a big win on the road? Those are some storylines from college football that I'm looking forward to this weekend. There are probably a ton others, and I'd love to know from you, what are some storylines that you are looking forward to?